New York took a monumental step forward in legalizing recreational marijuana. It was an earnest attempt to right the wrongs of criminalization in black and brown communities over the past half century.
Yeah, under the new law, many will be given a clean slate. The bill will erase low-level criminal convictions for more than 1 million New Yorkers.
Yeah, and although it's good news, some say it won't resurrect all of the lost opportunities that were dashed away by an arrest. Our Jay Dow spent time with someone who knows this painful truth all too well and has the story.
We will never truly know just how much talent was wasted or potential squandered over the last 40 years in New York State as a result of scenes like this. Young black and brown men stopped on the street, busted and convicted for possessing what, as of last week, is now perfectly legal.
Talk to me about your story.
Arrested in 2009. Possession of 2 ounces.
2 ounces of marijuana.
2 ounces of marijuana.
This is Jesus, not his real name.
The bill is passed.
For this native New Yorker, the new law is genuinely bittersweet. Of course, he's glad to hear other people won't be thrown into the criminal justice system for possessing 3 ounces or less of marijuana. He's also elated the new law includes the expungement or erasing of existing low-level marijuana convictions. But make no mistake, Jesus still carries a lingering sense of resentment for spending 90 days in jail on Rikers Island back in 2009 because of his low-level marijuana arrest. He then encountered years of roadblocks trying to break into the financial services industry.
I applied for a job at an investment bank, and I was accepted. And
you were hired?
I was hired. I had an offer, everything, and then they pulled it. Doors just closed on you. I mean, this thing follows you everywhere. Even if you want to go get any type of job, a securities job, in any type of field where you need to get a fingerprint taken, boom, it comes up.
In finally legalizing recreational marijuana, New York is attempting to undo the damage done to people like Jesus. The new law also aims to address 50 years of targeted law enforcement tactics, carried out primarily within low-income black and brown communities, all dating back to the anti-drug campaign launched in January 1973 by then Republican New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller.
I have one goal, one objective, and that is to stop the pushing of drugs and to protect the innocent victim.
The ensuing Rockefeller drug laws, passed in the midst of a then-growing drug epidemic, were immediately criticized as archaic. They called for mandatory minimum sentences of 15 years to life for even first-time offenders caught with small amounts of drugs, including marijuana. And even when those weed convictions did not lead to prison time, Brooklyn Borough President, mayoral candidate, and retired NYPD Captain Eric Adams says underhanded police tactics ultimately shackled future opportunities by forcing people just like Jesus to disclose their arrest to prospective employers.
Police officers were telling young people to empty their pockets. Once they emptied their pockets and they had a small quantity of marijuana on them, now it was in public view and it caused for a large number of people to be arrested. If it wasn't in public view, it would not have been an arrestable offense. And so we really abused the laws in the city, and it impacted so many people of color.
It's unclear just how many low-level marijuana offenders got thrown in with major drug cases in the 3 decades between the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. But the Drug Policy Alliance shared marijuana arrest data for 2000 to 2018. And in that period of time, more than 900,000 marijuana-related arrests, 80% of those cuffed and shackled, black and Hispanic. Not included in that number, marijuana cases involving a simple violation charge. That means New York's new legalization law could produce well over 1 million expunged records for just the last 2 decades alone.
We need to be clear that our policy in dealing with this issue has always been stemmed in some form of racism.
State Assemblyman Victor Pichardo represents the Bronx.
I'm glad that we are now at least recognizing and dealing with the fact that we need to right this wrong, and the folks who who've taken the brunt of the war on drugs in particular deserve some recompense.
It took over a year to actually get the courts to seal his record.
Emma Goodman, a staff attorney with the Legal Aid Society's Special Litigation Unit, successfully helped Jesus get back on track before the legalization law passed.
The process is hard. So it's just amazing that finally these records are going to be expunged, but it's kind of absurd that they were holding people back in the first place. He's doing really, really well, so doesn't feel bitter at this point. But if I were him, I would, because the suffering that he endured for something so insignificant is just ridiculous, and he shouldn't have had to go through that.
So I'm in financial services, investment banking.
For Jesus, again, not his real name, he eventually found success thanks to Miss Goodman's legal assistance and an empathetic employer. He's now waiting, finally, for his record to be expunged.
I've been able to do many things because someone decided to take a chance on me.
Jesus now runs a private equity fund, a success story, but the sad reality of this situation is there are likely hundreds of thousands of people that do not have his resources and who lost opportunities that are not coming back. Patience is going to be part of this process. Agencies are being given 2 years to process all of these expungements. Again, when it's all said and done, we could be talking more than 1 million. Corey, Tamsin?
Yeah, you think about all of the lives, all the years, all the income, all the loss. It really is stunning to hear it, Jen, when you put it that way. Thank you.
You look at those numbers; those are real people.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, thank you so much. And of course, to watch all of our Created Equal stories, you can visit our website, pix11.com/createdequal.